The crusade is on. Strip away the noise, feel the flow, and let's get back to eating together. Got a moment of connection, a glimpse of the garden? Call or text 260-267-0414. And let's talk about it. This is Crusade with Me, where we sharpen our swords, our purpose, lift our shields of courage, and take one more step toward the life we're meant to live. Today's mission? Facing the truth that our time here isn't endless, and learning to live like now is a moment we've been waiting for. Well, hello, my queen. How are you?
I'm lovely.
I know you are. I know you are. You know what? The only constant in life is change, and we've certainly last month have been changing a lot of things up. Just our schedules and...
Yes.
And I say that's not a bad thing.
Yeah.
And you know me. I'm Mr...
I don't like change.
I'm Mr. Regimented, right? I start breaking
have
my
habits. Yeah.
Yes, I start breaking my daily rigor, so to speak.
And you started off with a change.
And I get all sorts of out of whack.
Yeah. You got the stomach flu over the weekend and
Last weekend, yeah.
And so then you didn't work Monday.
No. I couldn't work Monday.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, that was not a good.
Yeah.
We had a marvelous Sunday morning.
Yeah.
Beautiful service.
And then when you went to work on Tuesday, I like Lysoled the whole house. Stripped the bed.
Yeah, it's been a minute since I was
Yeah, it's been a long time since you've had a bug.
That was like, I felt like Sigourney Weaver in Aliens. Okay, that was a bug that like was trying to come out of my gut, like that pain that put. I mean, I've had a lot of nauseousness. You know, I've got whatever my stomach issues are. I mean, I live on
Tums and
I really
Gas-X
don't. No, my choice. It's the pink stuff.
Yes, well, and I was
Pepto-Bismol.
giving that to you every hour, and yeah.
And that makes some beautiful vomit, though. When that was the last thing you
People
had,
don't
and then
wanna
it
hear
goes
that.
right back into the toilet. I mean, I took it in the kitchen,
And you ran.
and I ran to the bathroom, and it's very pretty, like a lava lamp. But anyway, sorry, that was probably TMI.
It is, and I witnessed it. So,
And what did I do? You didn't know I was throwing up. I'm throwing
I
up,
didn't.
and
I thought I heard this noise, and I thought it was at first I thought it was my mother crying. Excuse me.
I sounded like
Well, like I thought it was like yelling again. I have
you're hearing this.
and I don't know what direction it's coming from. So
Correct.
she was sitting outside. So I looked up, I popped up, and I looked to see her little fluffy white hair sitting outside in the chair, which is where she goes.
Right.
And I didn't see her. So I thought, okay, did she fall? Because that's
Right.
possible.
Right.
And
Yes.
it does
yeah.
happen. And so I thought she's yelling. And so I take that back. 'Cause I did see her fluffy white hair, and I'm like, well, it's not her. So then I'm on the hunt for what is this noise that sounds like a cat meowing in pain. So I come into the bedroom where you had been laying, and I see that the bathroom door is open, so I know you're not in there. So I walk in there, and I now hear you retching. And so at the same time that I'm looking at you, and you look at me sideways and you give me the thumbs up. I'm like, okay, this is good, I guess.
Well, I think it's good. Like, look, I thought I was waiting for the alien thing to come out
Yeah.
because it was, I was stomach pain. I mean, cramping pain, like there was something in there pushing, like the alien coming out of my stomach. Anyway, I don't know. It was a 24-hour or 30-hour thing. Once
Yeah. We had just
by afternoon on Monday, I finally had quit and got, and I'll be candid, I don't mind the retching of the Pizza King I'd had for lunch.
and that's just it. You were perfectly fine.
I was perfectly fine.
You and I shared a 10-inch pizza.
Oh, I thought you were going to talk.
And then 2 hours later,
I thought you were going to talk about it intimate
No.
moment.
no, I know the listeners know I do not share intimate details. So, anyways, it was just kind of a shock that you were, yeah.
I know.
And
I
you
was-
just continued to suffer for, yeah.
Yep. But we got through it.
I got through it just fine. Except I then spent
So did I.
the last week
Lysoling everything. I had my
hoping I
potentially
wasn't
touched.
going to get it. And I still have had moments where I thought, oh,
So, and it's rare for me because you know that. This is rare for me. I mean, we've been together for over 40 years. And in the past, I have been able to vomit and then eat.
eat a bowl of cereal.
Right, because I'm
Yeah.
hungry because I just emptied my stomach.
So now you need to fill it.
Right, that's my mindset.
But yeah, you did nothing
I did nothing. And
for 24 hours. You did nothing.
I didn't eat any solid food till Wednesday.
Yeah, right. When you were out of town and you're sending me pictures, you're like, I'm feeling better.
I'm going to try it.
And you went full blast. You even had dessert, cheesecake,
Yes, I did. That was marvelous. It was simply marvelous.
and Brussels sprouts. I'm like, well,
Oh,
man,
those
when you
Brussels
go big, you go
Sprouts
big.
were- I could have made a meal out of those. Yeah, there's a.
I'm like, I've been feeding you soup for 3 days.
I know.
And crackers and
soup
applesauce.
Yeah, and matter of fact, I had soup on Monday. Tuesday, I did have soup
And
on
then I made
Tuesday
you
and
soup.
applesauce. You're right, yes. And then Wednesday, I'm out of town, working out of town,
Scarfing it down, man.
and that evil bad influence, my boss, is with me again.
And having some drinks too.
Oh yeah, I had some drinks too that night,
Yeah.
and we didn't drink. I mean, we drank, but we didn't. We didn't tie one on, I think is the term you like to use. Is that the term you use?
I never have used that term,
okay.
tie one on.
Where did that term come from?
Yeah.
I
I've heard other people say that, but
tie one on. Yeah, I don't even know what that means.
that's an old-fashioned term.
I drink old fashions, but anyway.
Yeah, I know. You were drinking one when we were FaceTiming.
Yep. Now I'm drinking coffee right now.
Yeah, you finished your milkshake.
I finished a milkshake that I had earlier, and I'm drinking my coffee. So, look, we've been laying the foundation for this episode. Acknowledging, and I don't want this to be grim, but acknowledging that mortality is not a grim shadow. But I want people to start thinking of it as a lantern that lights the path. The idea that knowing our time is limited adds weight and beauty to every single breath we take. So instead of fearing the end, and I'm doing air quotes,
Yes.
I feel like we need to flip the script. I mean, here's the question. If this was our last week, what would shift in how we speak? Love, work, rest, and create.
Well, I would hope you'd take a vacation from work.
You know, one of my guys, Luther said, well, the Lord's coming back. What do you think we should do? Look busy. I love that story. Look busy. And I know that most all of us have had moments in our lives where we thought, I need to call that person, or I need to see that person, and I need to write, because we have been more letter writers than, and I have really fallen out of that. I used to be much better at that, and you still do. Well, or at least written cards. You write a lot in cards. I
don't
sign
write a
cards.
lot, but I try to personalize cards. I just
when you're
don't sign my
spending-
name. And
When you're spending $6 or $7 on a card, I get a card that says everything I wanted to say, and then I sign my name. Okay.
right. Well, I just try to personalize it. I just don't.
But I think you know what I'm saying. We've
Yes.
all lived through and then that person's gone.
Yeah.
And that
We can't assume.
But the time ran
that we
out, right?
Yeah. Can't assume you have more time.
correct. But I do. We have. So contrast that with a moment you acted immediately and how different the feeling was. So I'm trying to get a battle cry every episode now, right?
Okay.
If we're crusading back to Eden, crusade to Eden. So the battle cry for this episode of, I forgot what we called this episode. What if this is it, learning to live like the time is now? Right now, because now is all we're guaranteed. So I also don't want this to be grim and morbid, and that's not my point of this.
Sad.
No, yeah, right. So I want to unpack the difference between urgency and panic. Okay? We don't need a bunch of people panicking. Panic is not a good thing. Because what happens when we panic? Panic scrambles the mind, burns energy, and often leads to regret. Right? Urgency, in the right measure, focuses the mind and brings clarity. So when we approach life with the awareness that the time is now, we trim away distractions naturally. So here's some practical tools, a couple questions. Before we act, we need to ask ourselves, does this matter in the long run? Would I do this if I knew I had 1 month to live? Time is currency thinking. That's another way of looking at it. When I say time is currency thinking, it's like, imagine your hours are gold coins. Spend them where the return is the greatest. Or maybe you can live by the one conversation rule. Never leave a conversation unfinished in your heart. Say what matters today. And I said this before, a knight doesn't polish armor for the sake of polishing. It's to ride out today ready for battle. Today's now. Or the quest is not postponed. The road is taken when the sun is up because the night comes quickly. It's about now. So here's where we can get deep into how to do it. How can we answer those couple of questions that I just gave you And then we have to have presence as a skill. Noticing the wind on our skin. The texture of your food. The tone in someone's voice. And saying yes is another tool. Saying yes to moments that feel alive and saying no to the obligations that drain life force. I want to say that again.
Mm-hmm.
Saying yes to the moments that feel alive and saying no to the obligations that drain life force. And you know that I'm a big fan of this. Creating small rituals. So creating small rituals that remind you daily. A sunrise walk. A single deep breath before speaking. Here's one that I think you might like. Keeping a last letter journal. You add to it every night in case you don't wake up. What do you write? Our energy flows best when we are not resisting the truth of change. That's our life flow. The only constant in life is change. And our energy does flow best when we are not resisting the truth of change, because shit changes.
Mm-hmm.
Be in the state of being to understand that death is not the enemy. It is the mirror that makes life vivid. Or be in the state of being to understand that the river keeps flowing whether you're ready or not. Better to sail with it than fight against it. For the next 7 days, live as if you only had 1 week. Repair one broken bridge. Tell one person exactly what they mean to you. Do one thing you've been saving for later. These are the ways that we continue the crusade back to Eden. We're not here to fear the clock. I propose to you that we are here to dance with it.
Mm-hmm.
So this crusade is about sharpening our presence, our love, our courage, our joy, before we think we need to. That's a challenge. And time is not an enemy. It's a training partner, keeping us sharp. My queen, do you have any final thoughts?
I, I don't know. I don't know if this is really applicable or not. I think it is.
If it's in your mind, it's applicable.
No. I've told our children that, if I suddenly die or when I die,
Right.
I am ready.
Mm-hmm.
And don't be sad.
Right.
And I don't know if this makes me morbid or not, but I really try to live my life so that people are prepared and ready. And we've had a lot of talks about over the years
Right.
when I've been in conflict with people,
Mm-hmm.
and I've said to you many years ago, like maybe 12, and there was some issues, and I said, if I die before this is reconciled with, please tell this person that I love him.
Mm-hmm.
And don't let him feel guilty that we weren't able to work this out before.
Mm-hmm.
So
I do. And guess what? Now you can say it's worked out.
Oh yeah. Oh, like nobody's business. It's worked out.
Correct.
But so I am well, I mean, we've talked about this before. I'm an empath, so I'm always trying to think about other people's feelings, not always before my own, but trying to manage. Maybe I think about death a little bit too much. I don't know, but I do kind of think about these things. And again, we're at that stage in life where we're talking about our, we've done our will and
Sure.
that kind of stuff. So you do kind of think about these things, but I don't think to the point of obsessiveness or anything like that.
No.
But it is kind of weird to think about that. But and also, I guess we are very good about, especially because you travel a lot. I mean, you drive a lot, just even when you're just going to
the local plant.
To the local plant, yeah. And
it's still 60 miles away,
right? And you drive an interstate where almost every single day there's an accident, and so
and a lot of them in fatalities.
And I'm a worrier, so we are very good about kissing goodbye, telling each other I love you, and what do I always say to you?
Be careful.
Be careful.
And that just immediately makes me slow down. I want you to know that.
No, it does not.
Well, and I try to live the same way, and I think I've got your dear friend TG prepared for me to die, and she'll be okay.
What does that mean?
Oh, that a-hole finally kicked the bucket. Okay. The only person in my 6 decades of existence that called me McMeanie.
McMeanie,
Okay.
yeah. She has nicknamed you that, McMeanie. Okay, McMeanie.
But she did buy me a lovely Mandalorian blanket. Thank you, TG. It is very lovely. And I've used it a lot, haven't I?
Yes.
I have. Getting a lot of good use out of that.
Good thing you didn't puke on it.
Yeah. But I didn't use it while I was sick. I mean.
Yeah, you did. You put it.
Oh, that's right. I hid the laid it
Yeah.
on top of me over my other stuff. Yeah. Okay, I guess you're right.
That was actually my first
clue that I might be getting
backwards,
sick. Yeah.
I was thinking that might have been a sign that something was wrong with you, that you put it over the quilt, the bedspread, and then you had to throw on top of you. I'm like, maybe that was
I felt
a
fine.
sign.
I felt fine.
I know you acted fine and you seem fine, but maybe that was a sign.
Maybe it was.
Like, you're never cold.
No.
Anyways, we digress.
And I didn't think I was going to die, by the way. I just want to be
No.
clear. That's not what prompted this episode.
No,
but
because you gave me the thumbs up.
Exactly. Look, and did I talk about this on one of the episodes last week about the gentleman that just retired he retired because he had medical issues, and he passed away. And I read what his brother wrote.
No.
We didn't talk about, okay. And so there's a gentleman at work that he was a operator, and he was a widower. He lost his wife a few years ago, and they were high school sweethearts, and he's quite a bit older than I am. And she passed. And then he had some health issues, but he was good for a long, long time. She passed, and he started getting sick again, and lo and behold, he had to go off work. I mean, he retired. And we found out at the beginning of this month, in August of 2025, that he had passed away at the beginning of July, because, we don't...
Mm-hmm.
And
You don't keep track of
retirees. And his brother sent to the HR department this beautiful, just brief letter saying, and I love this statement. He says, the statement started like this: "It is our custom in our family to be cremated. And to have the ashes spread in a quote-unquote river in the northern half of Michigan." I'm not going to name the place. "And we wanted to extend this to the company, to anyone interested. We will be doing this for our former employee," his brother naming him by my name, "on the week of this date at this campground on the river," because that's where his mother's was spread on that river. That's where his wife's ashes were spread on that river. And he's going to be spread on that river. He says, anyone who would like to join us at that camp for that week, sit around the campfire, talk, share stories, do some fishing, and always remember to talk to the ones we love while they're here.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought, what a beautiful, what a beautiful tradition. Mm-hmm. Exactly right. So I'll be candid. That's probably what prompted this episode, was that. Mm-hmm. And I know I didn't bring that up, but because guess what? We're all going to go that way. We're all going to go. None of us are getting off this rock alive.
Right.
Don't be afraid of it. But we'll transition to a different life. And I don't know that in the next life if you cherish this life or not. But I believe that there's a good chance you might. That's the thing to think about. If this was it, would you leave behind the same footprints you're making today? You are the writer of your final chapter. Don't wait for permission to begin. The crusade is not tomorrow, it's now. Raise your banner high, ride forward, now is the hour. And always, crusade with me.